to the t-shirts and fleece session where we are kicking off the Playbook Series. And the idea behind this is to really give you guys an idea. If you guys just attended my Heat Press 101 session, this is really just to give you an idea of what all you are capable of heat printing with just a heat press, and how you can set yourself up with success to really get started with some of these things that are just outside of your basic t-shirts. So we're starting with the basics, and that is t-shirts. And then we're also going to talk about fleece, because as we see trends in the industry, of course, there's always going to be your basic t-shirt, but there are a lot of different ways that t-shirts have evolved over time. So we want to talk about that today. And then as far as those trends go, we're starting to see fleece continue to thrive in this industry. And why is this so important? Because what your customers are seeing out there is what they're going to request for you to print for them. And we really want to give you a playbook on how you are able to print this successfully and also be able to sell to your customers. So we're going to review blanks, brands, resources, and ultimately how you can print these, what products we recommend to build the most profit opportunity, and ultimately build confidence for you and help make your business successful. All right, so for those of you that would love to take a look at the PowerPoint after this, be sure to download the PowerPoint. You can do that right through Pathable. There will be an option to download the PDF version of this presentation. All right, so like I said, t-shirts and fleece, and how to really just set your t-shirt business up for success. All right, so after doing some research, we are finding that the top items, and this comes right from Printify, the top products that are being sold through e-commerce are t-shirts, right? So of course, t-shirts are extremely popular, whether it be for local businesses, whether it be custom printing text and sayings that are, geared towards some of the trending things just happening around us. And they are combining that percentage, with sweatshirts and things related to fleece. All right, so that is why we're talking a lot about t-shirts and fleece, because they are the top items being sold. Why is fleece coming into play here? I would like to think it has a lot to do with a lot of people staying home, and fleece is just that go-to substrate that has that soft, cozy feeling, and people want to be comfortable, whether they're working from home, whether they're hanging out from home. So I think fleece is just continuing to uptick a lot in the trends, and it's starting to match in with t-shirts and the popularity of those. So think outside of t-shirts. You want to start considering hoodies, not only to pair with your t-shirts, but also to be able to market to your customer and show them that you can print more than just a standard t-shirt. Now, before we dive deep into fleece, let's start with popular t-shirt materials. All right, so what type of substrates are we looking at? What's trending in the market? So Bella Canvas, they are extremely popular. Everybody I talk to at trade shows, people that I talk to through Facebook, Instagram, what are they printing? They all are loving Bella Canvas. They are just really well known for their heirloom combs and ring spun cotton. If you guys had a chance to sit in the t-shirts class that Kelly did in our first Heat Press for Profit virtual event, it talked a lot about Bella Canvas. And we actually had a speaker come in from Bella Canvas and talk about, why these t-shirts are trending so significantly, why the consumers are loving to wear them, and why printers love to print them. whenever they are in that manufacturing process, they are considering the printer or the custom embellishment, whether it is embroidery, whether it is screen print, whether it is heat transfer. Their products work phenomenally, apologies, across, all of these different print solutions. All right, so Bella Canvas, they have that heirloom comb and ring spun cotton, feels amazing, and consumers love to wear it. I see it a lot in retail as well, especially at boutiques that are offering retail inspired like graphic tees, right? Another thing that is extremely trending in t-shirts and just in a lot of different markets overall is sustainability. We see this in a variety of ways. For example, I was able to visit with a boutique, and their take on sustainability is going to a local Goodwill or Salvation Army, and they are purchasing used t-shirts and repurposing them by printing custom designs or branding those to resell to customers. All right, so there are a lot of different ways that people are incorporating sustainability. And it can be as easy as choosing a vendor that does this already. All Made and the District Re-Tee, as you see listed there, they do this very well. They're recycling their polyester and whenever they're incorporating that into their blended fabrics. And it feels amazing on, right? So not only is it very easy to print, but the consumers love to wear it once again. All right, so you'll see a trend here as we're talking about this is it needs to be comfortable and it needs to be fashionable. So another thing that we're seeing trend, and this is really just recycling at this point, are those heavy cotton and blends. All right, so this really speaks to some of those boxy tee styles that we see trending a lot. Champion and Carhartt do this extremely well. And they are being seen, specifically those brands, a lot in retail. So I mentioned in my last session that whenever you're considering the blanks that you want to provide or the finishes that you want to provide to your customers, you want to think about what they are seeing outside of their custom printer. What do they see in retail? All right. So these three, you can always go with your standard t-shirt, 100% cotton tees if you want to, keep your costs low. But if you're looking to kind of step outside of your standard options, then the heirloom combed and ring spun cotton by Bella Canvas, extremely trendy, very nice to print, really no matter what print solution you are using. The District Re-Tee or the All Made t-shirts, they are doing a really great job on hitting that sustainability. And then the heavy cotton and blended fabrics for the boxy tee styles that Champion and Carhartt do very well. All right, so these are the substrates that we see in t-shirts. Very essential to know that you are capable of printing this with just a heat press. So you will notice these substrates and these fabrications across a lot of the applications that we'll be doing in this session and be being reviewed. Right, so some of the styles to consider. So a lot of drawstring inspired t-shirts, whether it's in the front like you see there by New Era, they do that very well. There are other styles that have drawstrings up the sides of the t-shirts. It's really just incorporating something new to make the t-shirt stand out in a different way. This is going to be able to speak to a lot of those feminine demographics. When I see this t-shirt, I think, with the color block raglan sleeves on there, I'm thinking boutique style game day gear. Right. So whenever you're thinking about the t-shirts that you're sourcing, think, what customers are these going to fit well with? All right. So drawstring, really a popular style of t-shirts. Another one are obviously the crop styles. We've been seeing this for a couple of years now. These continue to trend. They're getting a little bit boxier. They have unique hemlines being incorporated, whether that is the raw hemline, where there's not technically a hem, maybe even some drop hemlines in the back to create that high-low effect. So a lot of different ways to incorporate crop styles. You'll also see this trend a lot in some of those concert tanks as well, which is another t-shirt style. But still, nonetheless, cropped is extremely popular, not just in t-shirts, but also in fleece as well. And then, of course, as we mentioned, the boxy tee that Champion and Carhartt do so well. This is really retail inspired. In the past, I've seen this really big in Greek-oriented type markets, but now it's just being utilized for branding purposes, being able to, as you see Champion doing just a basic center front. That's a really well-known brand, and they are doing it on a different style of t-shirt that we're seeing trend a lot. So boxy tees, really another recycled trend. We've seen that trend in the past, and it's really just being repurposed, right? So heavier cottons you will see in the boxy tee. All right, so before we dive into fleece, we're going to pop out and get a little break from our presentation here. So let me. All right, so hopefully, Kelly, did I not share my screen that entire time?
You did not, but that's okay because they have the presentation in the files.
Awesome. So I'm just staring. Okay, great. Love that for me. Thank you guys for,
you're doing great.
Enduring that. Hopefully I wasn't doing anything embarrassing. Okay, so anyway, heat pressing t-shirts. So we are going to start with our drawstring tee. So we did show you the short sleeve style that had the color block raglan style t-shirts, but now we are going to do that same style by New Era, but they have a tapered hemline at the bottom here where it's a drop in the back and a drawstring in the front. All right, so really cool, almost like a utility type of implementation here with just a standard t-shirt. And they have the varsity striping on the quarter or 3/4 sleeve here. All right, so really great take on the drawstring. I love that they do 2 options for this so that you compare them together with different designs if you want to be able to offer the drawstring in 2 different ways. So again, brand is New Era, and you can source that through Sanmar. All right, so this is just a cotton poly blend, and we are going to decorate this with glitter flake. As I mentioned earlier, whenever you are selecting your t-shirts, you also want to decide, which type of demographic that you are serving. Josh touched on this a lot in the first session where he discussed, really knowing your customer before you start buying equipment, right? Well, same thing goes for knowing your customer and what they would want to see in their custom apparel. So as I mentioned, really great for those feminine demographics. And you can, really get creative with the print finishes that you are doing for that customer type, if it is that demographic. So the product that we are going to be decorating is glitter flake, and we are using the color charcoal. We're doing a tone on tone effect. So for those of you that are looking for a new way to kind of switch up your print finishes in your t-shirts, tonal effects with a special effect finish is a really cool retail inspired way to do that. That will just really add unique value to the designs that you are printing, right? So we'll go ahead and place this on the t-shirt. And I've already done my preheat and tested my pressure. Glitter Flake applies as low as 290. I'm going to apply everything at 300 degrees today. But it has a nice lower temp. So if you are doing some more synthetic fabrics with glitter, you're still able to print with it easily without really worrying about damaging the t-shirt style. All right, so hot peel for Glitter Flake. We can go ahead and remove that barrier. Once again, I apologize for not sharing my PowerPoint with you. So if you guys want to see some of the examples that I was reviewing in there, you can download that PDF. All right, so this is the finished look. And I, once again, just love this t-shirt style. So we're starting with that drawstring. And what's lovely about the threadability of the heat press, which I touched on in the last session, was that I was able to get this obstruction completely out of the way. It fell off of the back of my platen. I didn't have to worry about using an accessory to isolate that area. Now, for those of you printing a lot of t-shirts and you want to mix it up a little bit, as I mentioned, tonal effects are really great, but also unique placements as well. So just because I did a standard print here doesn't mean that we can't get creative with this. I could have just as easily done a wraparound print, some type of unique placement with this graphic to build even more unique value in the custom print that I'm printing for my customers. All right, so also think outside the box when it comes to placement as well. Unique placement goes a long way, and it's so easy to do with a heat press. All right, so that is our first t-shirt style. The next t-shirt style that we are going to do is our, I had one more. Where is it? Okay, it's the all made t-shirt. So I just wanted to show you guys, and I know this looks just like a standard t-shirt, but I did want to show you guys how nicely the all made t-shirts print, because as you are talking with other customers or customers are coming to you, sustainability is going to come up in conversation if it hasn't already. So knowing that these solutions are out there is going to help you significantly, right? So the recycled t-shirts by All Made, beautiful, beautiful feel. I am wearing one now, and I just absolutely love the feel of them and how well they print. Whether it is with a heat transfer vinyl or a screen print transfer, they all print beautifully. So I'm just printing this with Ultra Weed. Okay, so Cut Ultra Weed. All right, so you can order it in transfers, or you can, this is a transfer, but you can also cut it out on your vinyl cutter. All right, so we'll just lock that down for 10 seconds. That's also a hot peel, and then it'll be complete. So another product that I did want to heat apply with you guys is a screen print transfer, because that is another great solution for t-shirts. And honestly, probably one of the most common ways that t-shirts are being printed at a high volume are screen print transfers. Right, so this is the finish of the All Made t-shirt, extremely lightweight, extremely soft. So whenever you are considering the transfer type that you want to use, you want to make sure it's a really nice lightweight finish, doesn't feel heavy at all, and has a lot of breathability to it. Right,
hey, Jenna, does that All Made tee have a style number?
Does the All Made tee have a style number?
Yep. Patricia is asking, so I just wanted to see if we had.
Possibly, let's check. Maybe and then not in the other part. Okay, yes, it is AL 6004. Right, again, sourced through Sanmar. Okay, beautiful, beautiful solution for sustainability at a wholesale level. So I really like how the Collective, which is the boutique that I visited, how they're doing their take on sustainability. But if you need something more wholesale, then that is a great solution. Okay. So then we have the Bella Canvas tee, which of course I had to heat print because so many printers use this brand and absolutely love it. If you guys aren't familiar with Bella Canvas, if you're fairly new to that brand, check out their products. They do a great t-shirt with their ring spun cotton and then a really good fleece that we'll be reviewing shortly as well. All right, so the transfer that was originally selected for this application didn't make it, but I'm still going to show you the goof-proof solution on this t-shirt. So I'm just going to heat up the temperature of my heat press, and then we can heat press that. Okay, any questions, Kelly, as we're waiting for that to heat up a bit?
Yep, there's a couple coming in.
All right, great.
So from the very beginning, there was a question about Bella Canvas and cost. Do you have a rundown on a blank cost of Bella, or just what they can range from, as well as kind of a range in decorated products?
I do not have a breakdown of that, but that's not going to stop me from going on and just showing you right online through Sanmar. So that's what we're going to do. So if we are using the Bella Canvas 3001, so BC 3001, which is one of the most common t-shirt styles. This time I promise I'm going to remember to share my screen. So let's do that. And then
And then if you also have any feedback on how to handle the inventory issues going on, a comment was made that stuff is disappearing right out of shopping carts when ordering. So if you have any best practices.
Yes. Okay. So do you see the Bella Canvas screen?
Yep, you're up.
No? Yes or no?
Okay, hold on. Are now in full screen on mine. Give me just a quick second. Yep, it's up and good.
Up and good? Okay. So this is the Bella Canvas 3001. It is one of the most popular that Bella Canvas offers. All right, so if we go to inventory and pricing, and I will agree with you on the inventory, it is limited in a lot of places, but I will say that, you know, Sanmar is doing a great job in trying to keep up with this and obviously keeping their inventory up to date. Right now, sourcing, you know, it can be a little tough, and it's happening outside of apparel manufacturers as well. There's just a limited amount of resources at this point, and it's just it's just one of those things that a lot of us what we have to do is wait it out, right? But they are working diligently to be able to find solutions for you guys. That's one great thing that I can say both about Sanmar and S&S Activewear is that they're continually trying to find other solutions or other comparables for popular t-shirts that folks are using. All right, so this gives you an idea of cost breakdown. So you guys, I mean, this is really great pricing for wholesale, especially when it comes to Bella Canvas, because folks can technically go to Bella Canvas and not purchase wholesale, but it is extremely expensive. So definitely with your tax ID and whatnot, you are able to source these blanks at a much better price. But this will give you a good price breakdown so you know what you're looking at. And then also if you're buying at case pricing as well. All right, so hopefully that answers those questions that came in. I know it's a little vague on the inventory thing, but it's something that we're all really trying to work through outside of apparel manufacturers as well. Okay, so we are up to temperature, so let's go ahead and heat apply our Bella canvas. I'm gonna drop this, I'm a little close to that collar. Want to make sure I'm not getting any uneven pressure. All right, so we are gonna heat apply a goof-proof solution using the 325 for 10 seconds. And it is a hot peel, so we can just remove that carrier once that's complete. All right, and I'm going to heat apply that one more time because my pressure was not high enough and I don't like how it turned out. So we're going to increase our pressure and lock that down for an additional 10 seconds. All right, so whenever you guys are thinking about the different t-shirt styles that you have available to you and the customers that you are reaching with these different styles, think about your price points as well. All right, so this is the finished look. It printed very nicely. This is the Bella Canvas 3001 ring spun cotton. And it's really popular, really easy to work with for a variety of substrates. But start thinking about your price points, your good, better, best. So if we put these three t-shirts side by side, right? This is my good solution, my Bella Canvas ring spun cotton. My better solution is my sustainability t-shirt, that recycled polyester, right? Right, so good, better, and then best would be my drawstring tee, right? And of course, any of those other popular styles that just give a unique take on your basic t-shirt. Cropped tees, extremely popular, and also those boxy tees as well. Those would all fit into that better category, all right? So when we talk about good, better, best, that's how we are breaking down at what price points we would set some of these styles at and what we would provide to customers that are more on the price conscious end, okay? So those are really great options to be able to take to your customers if you're meeting with them or even just sending them mock-ups, right? I can sell you this good option. It's still great, it's durable, it's what you're looking for. Or if you want to kick it up a notch, you can go with the drawstring t-shirt and have a unique look and with a special effect finish. Okay.
Jenna, really fast.
Yes.
What is the name of the drawstring shirt? And do you have the style number on that one? Or what's the brand?
I just know the brand is New Era. And the style number here is LNEA 136.
I know a couple people asked on that one. Perfect. And then there was one other question, if you have time to answer that, is how do I reduce the lines after using a pillow, mouse pad, or whatever it may be, or how could I explain to the customer that doesn't like the finish of the lines?
Okay, so if you are, hold on one second, I'm trying to find my other screen. Okay, there we go. So when you are working with a pillow or a pad, to avoid those lines, you want to dial back your pressure, okay? And also work with a low temp product, okay? Pads can easily cause that. I will say between the two accessories, pillows or pads, the pillows are going to be less likely to leave those lines, but ultimately it comes down to pressure and temperature to be able to avoid that. And then the likeliness of those lines coming out on the wash is high, so you can explain that to your customer. Because it's not scorching or anything. At that point, you're just kind of creating a little bit of a crease in the t-shirt that'll eventually be removed, or you could even iron it out. right? But definitely want to drop the temperature and the pressure of the product or the solution that you're using to print. Okay, so moving on to fleece. Some of the popular fabrications that we're seeing in fleece, obviously cotton fleece is your most common. We see this across Gildan styles, Champion styles. It's that cotton on the outside and that soft fleece on the inside. Poly fleece is your next level. This is where you get into some more of your performance type fleeces. And those are really commonly seen among Under Armour and Nike, where it's a poly on the outside and a fleece on the inside. And there are definitely certain print specifications we offer for that poly fleece. Sponge fleece and street fleece, that is the crop style fleece that you're seeing photographed there on the presentation. And this is what Bella Canvas rolled out in the beginning of the year for their new fleece styles. They've always offered sponge fleece, but a new take on their fleece with street fleece by offering really unique styles and colors. All right, so colors are really big in fleece. We're seeing a lot of those like 80s and 90s trends resurface in fleece, where we're working with really bright colors, vintage colors, and also color blocking. All right, so take all that in consideration as you're researching solutions for fleece. In addition to those top three, like most popular fleece styles, some really next level high profit opportunity fleeces are sweater fleece. So if you guys aren't familiar with sweater fleece, I'm going to reference the brand Patagonia. They do this very well, and they're very well known for their jackets and zip ups using this style of fleece. And then there's also the Sherpa / Teddy fleece, which is that really furry, fuzzy fleece, which is all capable of being customized with a heat press. Okay. So some of the styles that we're seeing in these fleece fabrications are hoodies and sweatpants, of course. Joggers still really continue to trend in this category. As I mentioned earlier, the cropped fleece styles. And then in your sweater fleece and your Sherpa styles, we are seeing quarter zips, crew necks, and even some hoodies as well. So keep all of that in mind as you are kind of going through the different fleece styles that you want to offer. All right, so let's go ahead and heat print some fleece. I'm glad that I remembered to share my screen that time. I still am like, shake my head at that one. All right, so I'm going to drop my temp again to 300 because when I decorate fleece, that's most ideal. So the first thing that I'm going to start with is the Bella Canvas sponge fleece. All right, so whenever I am picking a go-to hoodie, I absolutely love the sponge fleece by Bella Canvas. All right, and I'm just gonna call out the item number so that you guys have it as long as I can find it. All right, maybe it's at the collar this time. Okay, it is. Okay, I thought that was it. That's not it. Hold on. It is style 4381, right? So what I absolutely love about this is the soft fleece that they have inside of their hoodies and sweatpants. They have jogger styles and a variety of different styles. So I just highly recommend visiting the Bella Canvas street fleece portion of their website and just looking at all of the styles that they have in this, because there's just so many and they're all amazing. Okay, so I'm going to load this on the 15 by 15. So anytime I am working with a hoodie, what I would absolutely love is to have an interchangeable platen for this that is an 11 by 15. That is not available to me with this style of heat press. With some of the other heat presses that we'll be working with throughout some other sessions, that is an option. But for this, I'm going to need a pillow. So I'm going to grab that and insert it inside of my hoodie. Because whenever you're working with hoodies, there are a few things you need to consider for the print area. The first one being the seam from the pocket, right? That I cannot get to drop off of the back of the platen. And then also your thick seam where the hood is attached. Right, so I am going to position this on the pillow to get my print area nice and isolated. Now, anytime I am working with the sponge fleece, I absolutely love to use soft foam, okay? Soft foam is one of our special effect heat transfer vinyls. It's fairly new. It is in the marketing kit. So if you guys want to work with it and some of our other special effect heat transfers, this is in there. Okay, so we're going to be printing white, your basic flat soft foam, but it is very dimensional. And actually, whenever I was visiting Meadowlands, New Jersey convention center, it was actually the beginning of this month. They absolutely loved this product. So I was just really happy to see that a product that I was so passionate about, just seeing people experiencing it for the first time. And many people actually asked me if this was puff. Okay, so if you're looking for an alternative to puff, then this would be a really great solution. It feels really, really nice on soft fleece like this, but it gives that pop of dimension so that the design just has a unique take, something different than just your standard flat matte finishes. All right, so since that pillow is inserted, I am going to dial back my pressure a little bit. All right, and soft foam applies at 300 degrees for 10 to 12 seconds. And it is a cool peel, so I don't peel it right when it's hot, but I don't peel it completely cold either. I let it just cool down a tad, and then I peel it. And this is one of those products that you just really have to see in person and feel. I'm actually interested in knowing who is working with this product already. Okay, so comment in. I just want to get a reference of who is with me today that's already working with this product and loves it as much as I do. Okay, so this is the finish, and I'm going to try to hold that up. Okay, yeah, so you can see that dimension really like popping off there. And I absolutely love it whenever it's like thin text like this too. But even though it is a thicker product, it is still really, really soft, has a really smooth finish. And overall, just looks really pretty on fleece. All right, so that is your sponge fleece solution. Absolutely love soft foam on that. So you'll notice a trend here. I love different dimensional type products for fleece styles. All right, so the next heat transfer that we're going to be using is soft flock. All right, this is another dimensional type of heat transfer, but it has a suede-like feel to it. And honestly, a lot of folks will use this to mimic the look of embroidery, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and swap out my platen so that you guys can see the 6x10 in use and why we recommend that interchangeable platen for smaller placements and isolating that print area. So I'm just dropping in the 6x10, and then this pin goes underneath. And keeps it sturdy for me. All right, so I am going to isolate my print area by unzipping that a bit and letting the zipper drop off to the side. Now, whenever I place my left chest logo, I'm going to line it up with where my seam from the shoulder meets the seam of the collar and drop that roughly like 6 to 8 inches down, depending on the size of the garment that you're heat applying. I can actually go up a little bit. All right, so now my print area is completely isolated. I'm going to increase my pressure a little bit. There we go. All right, now I can just lock that down and let the heat press do its work. All right, Kelly, any questions as that's heat applying?
I'm answering some of them behind. One of them was, does it wash and dry well? And then next was, would you recommend that for all fleece, being the soft foam?
The soft foam, yeah, it washes and dries very, very well. Just like our standard heat transfer vinyl, how we tested up to 50 washes and dries. It's going to be extremely durable. You don't have to really risk the quality when using that product. And then in addition to that, oh wait, I was trying to hit the other question, but now I don't remember it. I'm sorry.
Is that a product? I had lost it as well. Is that a product that you recommend for
all fleece? I love it on a lot of fleece styles. I actually would put soft foam on anything at this point. That's how much I love the product. And it just feels amazing on everything. But a specific reason why I love it on fleece is because it's dimensional. And whenever you're working with fleece, it's a little bit heavier. The fibers are a little bit thicker. And I just want something to have that extra pop without it having to be like too like bright. Like glitter, for example, is a great way to make something pop. But this has a more like subtle way of making something pop. So a lot of really great branding opportunities with the product. In addition to that, Flock does that very well. Like I said, has that suede like feel to it, is dimensional. And this is the sweater fleece that we were talking about earlier. That is that style, right? So
what product is that one, Jenna?
This is Soft Flock.
Sorry, the sweater fleece, the full zip.
Oh, the item number?
Yes.
I have item numbers on all of these, but just not in front of me. I'm on an Excel doc. So
what's the brand on that?
Probably drop that in the resources tab for folks. Like, what are the item numbers by class, maybe? There isn't an item number listed on the tags in this one, though.
Is that a Sport Tech or Port Authority?
It is Port Authority.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go. And then last question on soft foam would be, can soft foam be done in more than one color? That's a loaded question, but there you go.
Okay, so we have multiple colors in soft foam. So you can do it in more than just white. So go ahead and check that out on stahls.com to see what all colors it comes in. If you're looking for a full color printable solution, that is an option as well. This product can be printed, but it is not the product that comes in the heat transfer vinyl side where it's single color. You'll want to specifically buy printable soft foam, right? Because it has that a different solution to take on the inks. Okay, so I hope that answers that question. All right, so lastly we have our quarter zip Sherpa. I always love showing this because when people look at this, they're like, there's no way I'm heat pressing that. But honestly, it's just polyester, but it's super fluffy. But it doesn't burn. So that's the great part of it. So you don't really have to worry about having any issue with printing this product. So I'm just dropping that on there, zipper off to the side, threading that on to ensure that my print area is completely flat. And I absolutely love using CAD Prints Twill as a solution for printing Sherpa. Reason being, the fibers of Sherpa stick up really, really high. The pile is above any other type of substrate. So we want to make sure that we are using something dimensional, and this patch type twill that's printed, I just think has an outstanding look on products like this. So I'm just taking this and dropping it the same way that I did my flock placement. And I'm going to cover that with a cover sheet. And let it be applied. So our twill applies at 350 degrees for 20 seconds. And that definitely wasn't 20 seconds. So I'm locking that down again. All right, so to review, as that's getting the last bit of application that it needs, a variety of different fleeces that you are able to heat apply. This, in my mind, would definitely be one of those better options whenever we're looking at the good, better, best marketing strategy. All right, so this is the overall look. All right, this has a really good durability on there. And for those of you, any embroiderers that we may have with us, it can be extremely production heavy to be able to embroider these, to make sure you're getting the Sherpa down flat so that the embroidery is not getting lost in there. So this would be another great solution for your customers to just be able to heat apply that patch on there. All right, so if I'm looking at these side by side, this is definitely one of my good options. And then, you know, your better option with the sweater fleece. This is still very premium. Definitely know your market when it comes to using the sweater fleece, because yes, this could definitely fall into the best option as well. But to top all of it, I think because of the way that Sherpa is trending, it's everywhere. So being able to customize this and provide this as a custom product for your customers will go a long way and definitely warrant a higher profit opportunity for you. All right, so that is my spiel on t-shirts and fleece. All right, so a lot of different ways that you can incorporate t-shirts. Think outside the box. Of course, it's your basics, right? Your cotton poly blends, but there are so many different styles and substrate finishes that will really set you apart from anyone that's just doing your standard 100% cotton t-shirts. And then obviously incorporating fleece into some of your product lineups for your customers is really going to be impactful and show your customers that you can do more than just t-shirts. All right, I know we showed hoodies and a zip up jacket and a quarter zip, but don't rule out doing sweatpants and joggers as well. So be sure to keep commenting in the chat section. If you guys have any more questions, we'll be revisiting those chat sections to make sure we have all your questions asked. But I do want to break here now so that you guys have enough time to get ready for our next session. Thanks so much for joining. I'll see you guys later.